Happy Monday. We are done with our extended study of James and the extended study on money out of the last chapter of James. And I want to spend this week looking at the parable of the sower, or the parable of the four soils. So parables are a teaching device, a genre that Jesus really sort of perfects and advances. And you have a number of parables that he tells. In Matthew 13, there's just like a bunch of parables in a row. We're looking at the parable of the sower. And today, I suspect you know it, but today I'm going to read it, and it's a rather lengthy read. So, the parable of the sower, Matthew chapter 13, beginning with verse 1. That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat beside the sea, and great crowds gathered about him, so that he got into a boat and sat down, and the whole crowd stood on the beach. This creates sort of a natural amphitheater for him to go out in the water, and then the beach sort of rises up, and so you've got the right slope, and he would often do this in order to be heard by lots of people. And he told them many things in parables. A sower, so this is somebody that's throwing out seeds, a farmer. A farmer went out to sow, and as he sowed, some seeds fell along the path, and the birds came and devoured them. Other seeds fell on the rocky ground, where they did not have much soil, and immediately they sprang up, since they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched, and since they had no root, they withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them. Other seed fell on good soil and produced grain, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Then the disciples came and said to him, "Why do you speak in parables?" And he answered, "To you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. For to the one who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. This is why I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. Indeed, in their case, the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled that says, you will indeed hear, but never understand, and you will indeed see, but never perceive. For the people's hearts has grown dull, and with their ears they can barely hear, and their eyes they have closed, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and turn, and I would heal them." So he's talking about religious leaders here who've been pestering him and questioning him, and so he's sort of shifted, and he's now sort of avoiding them in some sense and speaking to those who are interested in his message. "Blessed are your eyes," verse 16, "for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For truly I say to you, many prophets and righteous people long to see what you see and did not see it, and to hear what you hear and did not hear it." So, one more section here. Hear then the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what has been sown in his heart. This is what was sown along the path. As for what was sown on rocky ground, this is the one who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy, yet he has no root in himself, but endures for a while. And then, when tribulation or persecution arises on account of the word, immediately he falls away. As for what was sown among the thorns, this is the one who hears the word, but the cares of the world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and it proves unfruitful. As for what was sown on good soil, this is the one who hears the word and understands it. He indeed bears fruit and yields, in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30. So, long section. I don't have any time today other than to say this. Parables generally have one point. You can't push them too hard. And so if we're just stepping back from this, we'll dig into it the rest of the week. But if we just step back from this, you got the same seed, right? So, the seed is the seed. I mean, it's all together. It's not different from each other. So you have the same seed. What's different in this equation is the soil, which is our lives or our heart. And so the question to be asking yourself as we head into this is, which of these soils am I? Have a good day.